Welcome to the Trading Sliders Podcast. Here we go. Episode number 63 of the Trading Sliders Podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Bobby Puckett. Here with me in studio is Kurt the Flash Bennett. What's going on, Flash?
Oh, not much, man. Just come over here, hang out and do the podcast again.
Yeah, that's a long weekend this weekend for me.
Yeah, it was really long for you.
Yeah, very long days, but productive days.
Yeah.
For the Trading Sliders Podcast. But man, trip to Gateway was.
Yeah, I'm going to make it there one of these years.
Well, I'm glad you put it that way because I got the do's, the don'ts, the goods, and the bads coming.
Right. Yeah. So you can help everybody out that's either thinking about going
or we might talk you out of it. You never know. But this week's guest, the KAMIKAZE Kid, Tyler Carpenter, two-time Gateway past champion. See how we tie stuff together sometimes.
Yeah.
And former winner of the Butterball at Richmond Raceway. But this week's guest, one of the most polarizing guys in all of dirt late model racing, the KAMIKAZE Kid, Tyler Carpenter. As we say each and every week, please take care of the people that take care of us. So this week's show being brought to you by Diesel Boys LLC. If you're in the Kentuckiana area and you need any type of diesel work done, I know the weather was bad when I left. It's nice when I got home.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that your fuel filters on diesel trucks are gelled up and need to be changed, or the injectors are acting up because the weather changing and the moisture. But get a hold of Brandon Hooker and Diesel Boys LLC. Our deep dive is being brought to you by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. This week's deep dive, like we said, is KAMIKAZE Kid Tyler Carpenter. If you need any automotive clutch, tractors, pulling trucks, race cars, if it's got a clutch in it, we can fix it. So reach out to Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Our crash of the week being brought to you by D.O. Handyman and Remodeling. This week's crash of the week went viral because it was the only thing going on this weekend.
Yeah, there wasn't much else, right?
There wasn't much else going on. So, but the D.O. Handyman crash of the week. If you need any type of handyman work done around your house, decks fixed, windows fixed, trim, and I had somebody ask me, so all he does is outside. I said, well, no, that's just kind of my pitch. He does hardwood floors.
He does drywall. He remodels bathrooms. He does everything. Tile.
Yeah,
he can do it all.
If you need anything done around the house whatsoever, reach out to David at D.O. Handyman Remodeling, 812-989-5002. And our Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. This week's Racetrack Spotlight, we're going to do something just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because we always want to shine a light on racetracks and, when they're doing good and when they're in a time of need. So this week's Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. If you need any type catering event done, no event too big or too small. It's funny, though. I was talking to JT at the Dome.
Yeah.
And he said, you keep telling everybody that, but just let them know if it's around 100 people, I'm good.
Yeah.
If it's 200 or 300, we're not quite staffed for that yet.
Not yet.
I said, well, if you get that problem, we'll just worry about that then.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep telling them no event too big or too small.
Well, maybe we can come help if we have to.
Yeah. Flash, if we go and help Jeremy at JT's Trackside, he's going to lose profit. Shout out to Jeremy and his wife, and actually the whole Bobby Pierce clan that let me and my wife and Matt have dinner all week. Because dinner was on Jeremy all week. So thank you for that. It was mighty helpful for people that were walking 10 to 15 miles a day.
Yeah.
Needed some extra calories.
He got his name mentioned in Victory Lane last night, too.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, rubbing elbows with the big stars.
Yeah.
And this week's Bandit Race Cars question of the week, we have two of them, but if you need any type of chassis work done, sells aluminum, sells parts, redoes shocks. Brian Barber and Bandit Race Cars, they're a Fox factory.
Yeah.
So he builds shocks, latest shock technology. And one thing that's misconcepted a lot of people don't really think about this, but he would build shocks for other chassis brands too. It doesn't just have to be a Bandit or a Royal.
Right.
He builds shocks for Elite. Put it this way, if
you need shock stuff.
If you need shock stuff, he will get you taken care of.
Yeah.
At Bandit Race Cars. All right. I think we got everybody, Flash.
Yep.
And, I was going to tell you this. I'm starting at the first of the year. I'm going to wait before we actually make an announcement, like a formal announcement. But we have a new sponsor that is probably going to be the title sponsor of the show.
Oh, yeah.
We have something new coming on. It's very exciting. Just got a few. I don't want to say something that I'm not supposed to say before certain contracts are up. And,
right. Yeah.
But look out for in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
The Trading Sliders podcast is going to have a somewhat of a major / minor to them, major to us
right.
Announcement. So news of the week. The debate is to be continued. RTJ, BP32.
Yeah.
This is something that there's to be continued. Gateway, my Gateway takeaways. It's the second time I've been to Gateway. Been on 2 different sides of Gateway. Was there with a race car once as a crew member. There this year as a vendor. They said VIP.
Yeah.
Gave us some VIP flash. We had VIP treatment.
Yeah.
The joke was on them. It was awful nice of them.
Yeah.
Beautiful suite, no fumes, replay TVs, your own bar behind you. All that was good. But you know what it also was in there? Heat.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it. You know who don't do well with heat?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Bobby, yeah. So
trust me, I ride in the car with you now.
Yeah.
I know.
So my VIP experience, my fat asses went up to the top of the dome. And when we get to that, I might have a little trick for you guys for the best viewing pleasure of all Gateway.
Yeah.
Because I had an all access pass. There's people were looking at us like, hey, where you going? I'm like, shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just lost, but they just keep waving you by. Nobody said you couldn't go in here.
Right.
Like last time I was there, I tried to exit on the racetrack, about got tackled by security.
Yeah.
This time, dude's like, going out here? I'm like, no. Oh, I've seen your pass. I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my Gateway takeaways. Keyboard Warriors doing keyboard warrior
Yeah, I've
things.
seen a lot of that.
So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about things we usually don't like talking about, but hell, with Tyler Carpenter coming on this week,
Yeah.
we can all talk about it together.
Yeah.
Because he may or may not mention something about that anyways. And one thing, racing politics. Not going to go too deeply into this, but I'm just going to tell you, tell the listeners how things work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because I was a little behind the scenes this week. A little more than I normally am.
Yeah.
Because normally when I'm behind the scenes and I got to skedaddle up to do a job. Well, once the cars hit the racetrack, my job was basically done this weekend.
Yeah.
So I was kind of in hangout mode and seeing a lot of stuff that went down between different manufacturers and quite frankly, some of the people that just actually running the sport.
Yeah.
Not running it in a bad way. Well, it depends on who you talk to, but actually in charge of late model racing.
Right.
So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll pull back the curtain a little bit. Kind of let everybody know, how things work, which we all kind of know how it works anyways.
Yeah.
But there was a couple statements that I heard from certain, we'll say, head honchos.
Yeah.
that you guys may be interested in. But we're going to start out different this week. We're going to start out with our questions of the week. We got 2 of them again this week. We had a bunch of questions come in last week again. We really appreciate it. Next week's show, we're going to do something just a tad bit different because we always keep telling you guys, we're going to give you our list.
Yeah.
We're going to give you our list. So we got 2 questions. One of them is kind of going to be part of next week's show, but we're going to give you something to think about, and then next week we're going to tell you why it should happen. But first question comes from Sarah from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a new race fan. Well, hold on. She's a new dirt fan.
Oh, yeah.
She, big long paragraph.
Yeah.
But in Chattanooga area, they go to Atlanta Motor Speedway for quite a bit of stuff.
Right, yeah.
So she's a NASCAR person. First off, Sarah, before I answer this here, if you're in the Chattanooga area, you got 4 or 5 racetracks that's really, really good in your area.
Yeah.
And then you got another 3 or 4 that before you get to Atlanta, you need to check out before you get to Atlanta.
Yeah, on the way down there.
On the way down there.
Yep.
But for a new race fan, new to the dirt world, give me the top 3 events that you need to attend for new fans. Next week, we're going to do our list of what we want to do, kind of our bucket list that we've already marked off.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do next week. But I'm just going to, I'll start on this, and I'll let Kurt start on I'll let you take the rims on the next one.
Yeah.
But so on this right here, if you're a new fan to dirt racing, you need to check out multiple events. So we'll just put that as one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't broaden yourself to, okay, late models. I love late models because I've seen them one time. Check everything out.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different type cars that are awesome.
Yeah, because you may find out that you love sprint cars. You may find out that you love stock car racing.
Yeah.
Especially in your area, the Cruiser, the Crate Race USA Street Stocks are pretty fabulous racing.
Oh, yeah.
In the Chattanooga area. So, event number one, kind of on my end, check out multiple events. Number two on that, you have to go to Eldora Speedway one time. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a big party for certain events. But you have to go to Eldora Speedway and check it out. And number three, and this is just because the area that you're in the Chattanooga, North Georgia, Southeast Tennessee, Southeast part of the state, make sure you check out a race. Take a trip to the Midwest.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of races in your area, but and it don't have to be the Midwest. But if you're a fan, and this goes to everybody, if you're a fan in your area, check out something else. There's so much other stuff out there. Make sure you get to a different region.
Yeah.
A different region of racing. It does everybody good.
Yeah. That's what I like about what we do all the time. I mean, we'll hit the road and we don't know if we're going east, west, north, or south. So
yeah. Sometimes we go north and end up turning around going south.
Yeah.
or vice
west
versa.
Or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my top three. I guess not really events, but my top three tidbits.
Yeah.
What do you think, Flash?
Yeah, I'm like you. That's just, you got to go to Eldora for sure. You really need to go like west a little ways and watch some IMCA stuff. That's just me.
Yeah, that's
I'm a big IMCA guy.
Yeah.
If you like watching cars run 3 wide.
If you like watching cars pass each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, that's you pretty much hit it on the head though. You just need to go see other things too, not just if there's a big late model race, and don't think that's all you have to go to. There could be a big mod race somewhere or anything. I mean, you need to check a little bit of everything out.
And which we are the guy, like the one thing that we kind of get a knock on, and I had somebody tell me this weekend at Gateway, said, listen to your show, I love it. I said, sweet, appreciate it. He said, but you guys don't really cover a lot of local Saturday night events. I told him, I said, well, we try to bring in every event that we go to. I said, but the problem is we don't really do a whole lot of local Saturday night events.
Yeah.
We're on the road with the series quite a bit. So we're always on the road with the series. And when Flash and I are off the road with the series, this is where this comes into. We spend most of our time in the Southeast.
Yeah.
We are in Tennessee, West Virginia, Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
So most of our racing that we do with our series is in the South. So when we get free time, we go north. We go to the Midwest. We see late models and modifieds every event that we work. So when we got an off night, we're going to try to catch sprint cars, try to catch a big stock car race, go to a midget race, or hell, even go to a micro sprint race.
Yeah.
We're going to try to break it up a little bit. That's the best I can say about that. Just get out, check things out. Question number 2, Flash. I'm going to let you start with this one because you haven't been to this event, so you've watched it on TV.
Right.
So you can comment on, the people asking this question, there's people that are, watching the most of this on TV.
Right, yeah.
So question number 2 comes from Tim from Dayton, Ohio. Should Gateway add more classes with the successful event? I'll let you start with this, Flash.
No.
Okay.
I know, because, well, I just know from Bobby telling me behind the scenes how packed the pits are and everything, and how far you have to actually walk. And, I mean, it's got to be a nightmare for them guys because they have to fuel outside and everything else. I mean, it's people. I don't know if people realize what goes into this to just be able to get 2 divisions in there, much less any more than that. You know what I mean? And I don't think it needs to go any longer than what it does because you don't know how many times you're going to tear the fence down. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, well, this event is made to be a show. I mean, you know, whichever event is, but this one is made to be a real show.
well, here's the thing though. When people start saying, "Yeah, I love to see IMCA stock cars," IMCA stock cars are badass.
Yeah,
you're not going to get an argument with me from that. But what the Gateway Dirt Nationals is, the super late model race, and the modified portion of the Gateway Dirt Nationals is probably the toughest field to make all year.
Oh yeah,
all year.
I guarantee it is
because you have everybody from every series. I remember the other night we had Buzzy Adams. Oh no, not Buzzy. Blake, his boy. He was the Wasota national champion. Yep. This is one heat race. Rodney Sanders, 6-time USMTS national champion.
Yeah. Jordan
Grabowski, 5-time IMCA national champion. And Tyler Nicely.
Yeah.
This is one event.
Yeah.
And they're taking 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy the amount of competition there is. So, you know, no, you don't. People do not want to see Crown Vics.
Right.
People do not want to see Hornets. The event has grown to what it is because of what it is. It's big, fast race cars racing on a small track.
Yeah.
In the confines of a dome. That it's just we don't need let's run sprint cars in there. No. We've got the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
We've already got a midget event. Do I think it'd be cool to run sprint car? Well, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, the sprint cars don't really... But the open wheel world has their event. They already have it in the best racing event in the world, the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
They've already got the event. Like, this is a late model. This is a stock car thing. So, no, we don't need... Add no more classes.
No, I don't think so either.
The only thing that I would say, if I wanted to make any suggestion, and hell, they do a hell of a job... But if I was going to make a suggestion, instead of 150 late models and 60 modifieds, let's go 100 and 100.
Yeah.
Let's invite the top 100 drivers in the country and, let it be game on.
Right.
Like, but no, they do not need to add another division. So
no, I don't think so either because that would just be too much. I mean, it was awesome. The show was awesome like it was. I don't see no reason why I need to change it.
So now we're just going to carry over into the dome, okay?
Yeah.
Since Tim from Dayton. Now, I'm sorry, Tim, if you race Hornets or something else that you want to. Everybody, I get it. Yeah. I get the intrigue. Everybody wants to go.
Oh yeah.
But
I ran street stocks my whole life, so
yeah. So here's one thing. We're going to talk about Gateway before we get into race results. The good and the bad. As Kurt said, the pits. The logistics, the pulling this event off, it's unbelievable what Cody and everybody does. It is unbelievable how they can put this together, how they can make this happen. I mean, for someone that has, I won't say ran a program, but we've run programs.
Yeah.
We've arranged, how events happen throughout the night. We put together, I won't say we're the best race directors, but we've put together complete events. Who's been on every aspect of it. What it takes to put the track together. Not only that, just the media and the vendors.
Yeah.
Like the ladies working behind the scenes is doing all the paperwork. When we got there, I had a list of paperwork to turn in for my media rights, my vendor rights, my VIP stuff. You hand the lady your name, she files through these envelopes. It literally took us 5 minutes to get checked in.
Yeah.
I mean, the line was there was 50 or 60 people in line.
Yeah.
It took us 5 minutes to get through it. I mean, simple as can be. So.
And that's one of the things that people don't realize, how much planning goes in before that, before y'all show up. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness! Like, we're not even going to talk about the track prep or none of that yet.
Right.
Just the logistics of getting everybody in. Everybody's seen the big vendor meeting thing.
Yeah.
A little behind the scenes on this deal. So basically, what happened was, you've got allotted slots up top for T-shirt sales, and everybody brings as much merch as possible because it's a money maker and a half, as we're about to talk about.
Right.
So they bring as much money. So people are outside their boxes, which you don't really think it's that big of a deal until you put 40,000 people on one walkway. Like, it's a fire hazard to begin with. Like, I honestly don't know how long. Like, if this event keeps growing, I don't know what they're going to do with merchandise sale.
Right.
Because it's almost an issue. Like, heaven forbid, but if there's a fire or something, I mean, we've seen people almost get trampled going down the escalators leaving. Yeah. Like, I mean, heaven forbid something bad happened. So that's one thing, that's kind of on the bad. But on the good, though, putting the event together, it's great. The catch fence, the track prep, the cleaning. I mean, you don't understand, like, they're cleaning the floor the whole time outside.
Right.
Because the first year they didn't do that, and all the dust settles up, and, that floor is the slick concrete. Well, guess what happens? You got cars crashing because they can't make the turn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Another thing, the crowd there is so big, and there's so many people. That is good and bad. It's great for our sport. I mean, it's absolutely great for our sport. But what sucks about it, though, is, man, there are so many drunk people. It is such a black eye. Yeah. There is so many people absolutely hammered. And that is one of the negatives to this event. If you go to Eldora for the World 100 and you've been to now, I'm not talking about like the last 5 years campground parties, Flash. Right. I'm talking like 15 years ago, campground parties. When people were falling off the back of the golf carts and stuff. That campground parties don't have shit on the lower bowl at Gateway. Now the people sitting in the upper area, in the nosebleeds, them dudes are chill. Yeah. You don't want to drink too much because you'll fall 600,000 feet. Yeah. But yeah, the lower the crowd is it's almost they can hold probably another 25 to 30,000 if they open up more section on the top. So I see this event growing to where it's full one time. But if it does, it is really going to be a logistical nightmare. Yeah. And one thing too that's so great about it is the racing action. The action on the track. I know a lot of people. Well, and we're going to talk about this as well. Keyboard warriors. Well, it's WWE. It's Demolition Derby. It's not. No. The track's so small. Shit just happens. Yeah. It's going to happen. I mean,
and you could tear a body off and make it look like it's the worst thing in the world. Like you totally destroyed a race car and there's not nothing wrong with some sheet metal.
Yeah. So, but like I talked to Bobby Pierce and maybe this is why he won the Gateway Dirt Nationals. Yeah. I don't know, but I said, man, everybody talks about tearing stuff up here. You dig through the pile, find your oldest parts, put it on. He said, no, man, this is the same car I raced at Sonoya. Same car I just won at Sonoya and won the FO championship with. He said, we come home, put a body on it, and, I mean, this race pays $70,000. He said, is it a crown jewel event? It is in my eyes because it pays $70,000. Right, yeah. So, it's one of those deals where people that say it's a sideshow, it is a show. It is, but it's not the racing action. Like Friday nights, modified and late model features, when it can be right, it's really good. But as we talk about on Saturday,
I mean, they act like there's nothing like this, but the Harold 100. Yeah, I mean, it's the same size track and sometimes it's worse than there. So I mean,
the thing is though, this is going to sound bad, but people go to this event for the party.
Yeah.
So it's the most fascinating event there is right now. It's growing because everybody's watching it. And that's another thing. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah,
So you're either...
It's perfect time of year.
You're either at Gateway, or if you're a racing fan, you're watching Gateway.
Yep.
And then you don't have to be just any racing fan. Guess who I ran into there? Todd Hopkins, sprint car racer.
Yeah.
Guess who I ran into? Little side note, we're probably just going to have a guest here in a few weeks as we gear up for Chili Bowl. Ran into Rico Abreu.
Yeah.
You know,
So I was saying, Rico was saying, man, somebody put me in a car.
Yeah.
You know, in a late model. He wants to run next year. So
there's it's captivating. The competitors, everybody in the pits, they love it.
yeah.
They enjoy the racing and the atmosphere better than the people that's in the atmosphere because you know there's a lot of people in the atmosphere who don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's one. The bad, like I said, the crowd is really big. If you don't like being in a crowd, this is not an event for you because you're crowded everywhere you go. But a tip for that, here's a tip. Get the cheaper seats in the upper arena, okay? If you come in the main entrance, because we came in the pit entrance,
Right.
But I found a little tip, so I'll tell you how to do it. So you come in the main entrance, take that first escalator to your right, up to the second level. Just keep taking that escalator all the way up to the top. You get to the top, sit in the turn in the upper section. It goes high. I've sat all the way up to the top, sat down, and it's the best view of the racetrack.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen, we had VIP suites. Well, I sat there. I sat in our normal seats, which was like the third row from the track.
Right.
Like you could reach down and give signals to the guy. Like we had great seats. Another thing, our comp seats, great seats.
Yeah.
Really good seats. But go up top, bird's eye view. The racing is great. There's no dust, and the fumes suck straight up out of the building. As soon as the races are over, take the steps, stay away from the escalator, take the steps. In 4 minutes, you could be outside in front of the dome as the people that was at the very first entrance.
Yeah.
So there's your tip for someone who don't like the crowds and want to go.
Yeah.
Because trust me, it's a nightmare to move around there when the races are over because you've got 40,000 people. And guess where they're all trying to go, Flash?
Yep. Right
to the
out there.
pits.
Yep.
They're all trying to go to the
Going
same
there
place.
to check everything out.
So that's it. Another bad thing. Somebody jacked our boy Josh Rice for 3 boxes of T-shirts.
Oh man.
So this is not a race fan. All right, this is not a race fan. Where Josh Rice tent was, there's cameras all around this building. But where Josh Rice's tent was, it's on the corner, and they had a big tent right here, so it kind of blocked it.
Yeah.
Like, but there's so many people coming and going through that way. You know, whoever took that, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because this is how these guys make their living. And one thing I like about Josh is he didn't make too big of a deal about it. He made a post about it, but he didn't belittle anybody or nothing. So, you know, but that is going to lead to my next one. The drinking, you know, I sound like a fuddy-duddy, but, you know, I'm the drop the F-bomb kind of person. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
If you want to go get hammered, get hammered. But there's so many kids and so many people at this event. Just gotta act like you got some sense. There's a couple fights, a couple of issues. Security dropped this one cat on his face. Bad. The video I seen, he probably deserved it.
Yeah.
But it's just a bad look. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So that's a negative. But the keyboard warriors who shit on the event because you're watching from home, there's too much downtime. Well, let me explain something to you.
Here's one that got me the other night. Okay, they're talking. It said like they need to do away with modifieds because these guys spin out every single lap. They ran that feature that night almost straight through with no cautions. The mods did. They did like 5 times better than the late model guys did.
Yeah. All right. So okay.
Which I mean, late models are a lot wider cars, but still is.
Well, here's one thing I see. That same thing that you just spoke on. This guy said, "Yeah, I thought this was invite. Thought this was supposed to be the best drivers in the world. We just piled up the whole car on the front stretch." Okay, listen. When the guy running third comes off the corner on a start and he gets his left rear tire cut off, on a track where you got to back the car in.
Yeah.
He did good to get through the corner. The guys in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th, they're trying to go forwards. They're only taking 3 to the A main.
Right.
Well, guess what happened? They ran over the guy that was trying to get off the damn track. And the track is only as wide as 3 cars. So that's where the wreck came from.
Yeah.
It was a mechanical failure. It wasn't the guys don't know what they're doing. No, you're running 12 seconds laps on a 5th-mile racetrack.
Yeah.
And you had a flat. That's something that I seen, and I was just like, man, there's some people that just does not have a clue, man. They just.
Well, the bad thing is, I mean, their thing was talking about another race where the guys are running 45 mile an hour at top speed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
You know, they got 12-inch slicks on their car, and they're running 45 mile an hour at top speed. Well, so on a 5th-mile racetrack, just like.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not going to mention.
Yeah. Okay, so I seen some people hating on this from the pavement world, and I was really gonna let people kind of have it, Flash. I really was. I was gonna be like, but then I got thinking, and a buddy of ours, Royce Harmon, said, Bobby, they just don't know. They live in their little circle and they don't know. And, you know, for that to come from Royce, because he grew up at one racetrack.
Yeah.
And then in the last 3 or 4 years, he's starting to venture out and he sees how, you know, these events progress.
He's not closed-minded like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, listen. From the pavement world, okay? Do not shit on this event, because whatever event you're the fan of, let's just say the World Championship Figure 8 race, in your eyes, that's the greatest event ever. Don't be calling an event that has 40,000 people, pay $70,000 to win, and when the numbers come out, it's going to have close to 1 million people, a million viewers watching it.
Yeah.
Do not shit on this and say this is a circus when your whole event is, you know, collaborated around a gimmick.
Yeah.
Don't do not go that route.
That's not where you want to go.
Yeah, do not go that route, okay? Is this event for everybody? No, it's not. Yeah. It's not. It's not for everybody. Trust me, I get it. You know, I've had people ask me, "You been to Gateway?" Man, I bet it's so awesome. It's fun. It's a good time. It's not the Chili Bowl. Yeah. I mean, it's not. But for the late model world, for the middle of December, for as much press as it gets, and for the modified, for Ricky Thornton Jr. winning $20,000 in a modified, and for Bobby Pierce winning $80,000 in a, well, I guess Thornton won $30,000 or no, because he won a preliminary night feature too. So that's 15 for Thornton winning $35,000. Yeah. And Pierce winning, $80,000. That says, it's not a sideshow. So that's just, I don't know.
I'll tell you what else says it's not a sideshow. Did you see the victory lane with Bobby Pierce getting his picture taken? Yeah. And they kept handing the signs for the sponsors. I bet he took 50 pictures with a different sign. So that tells you it's not just a. No, it's. I mean, those guys. Every one of them signs, those people put money up.
But yeah, it does. Is it the most perfect event in the world? No, it's not. No, it's got its issues. I mean, the racetrack not consistent. I mean, we'll get into a real quick rundown because everybody and their mom watched it. But like Thursday night, the track was slick, dry, more dusty than it has been. Yeah. Which I know why they did it, because they're trying to get a good base, and they had a wetter fall there. I mean, if you guys don't remember, just a month and a half ago we were talking about Tri-City and them canceling because of the flood. Right. Well, guess what? The Tri-City's like an hour from there. Same dirt sitting out in the parking lot. So, the dirt's going to be wet. So they did a good job. It was just a little bit too dry. Thursday night, Bobby Pierce won the late model race. Mike Harrison ran second. B. Shep ran third. Illinois bull ring guys doing Illinois bull ring things. Yep. In the mod, RTJ took the win over Dallin Murdy, but Trent Young started 12th and ran third. Yeah. For a track you can't pass on, is what people said. Yeah. This is a sideshow, you can't pass on it. I don't want to watch it.
And I heard that too. And actually, Cody Summers was talking about that. But man, they ran 3 wide so many different times the other night. I mean, the whole, complete laps 3 wide. And that's unreal on that racetrack.
Well, and here's the thing, Friday.
Coming from somebody that's drove a late model,
Yeah.
That's unreal.
well, here's the thing, Friday. So, for a track that you can't pass on, okay? Late model feature. RTJ won.
Yeah.
Started 9th.
Yeah.
In 25 laps. On a track you can't pass on.
Right.
And won. So, that was pretty impressive. Since you can't pass, what I've been told. From people sitting at home watching, not the people that's at the racetrack.
Right.
Mark Wagner ran 2nd. Brendan Smith ran 3rd. Smith started 6th, ran 3rd. All right. Modifieds. Mike Harrison took the win. Started 6th.
Yeah.
On a track you can't pass on.
Right.
You can't pass there.
Yeah.
From the people at home. Now, from the people at home, I don't know what they was watching. Maybe Flo didn't do a good job following the race. I don't know. I haven't watched it back on Flo. But Mike Harrison won, Ryan Ayers 2nd, and Carlo Model Jr. 3rd. That was the best the track was all weekend.
Yeah.
Friday night's features was.
Yeah, the whole night was good.
Yeah, Friday night's program. If they could have ended on that, everybody be talking about how great this event was.
Yeah.
Great racetrack, how great the event is, and all that. But what happened was, come Saturday, because the guys that already won are in the redraw, and they start up front, and they lead every lap.
Yeah.
That just happens.
That happens anywhere you go.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce won. You could have started Bobby Pierce 15th, and he would have won that night.
Yeah.
His car was that much better. He was that much better in traffic around cars. But Ricky Thornton Jr. and Jason Fager.
Oh yeah.
For 20 laps, they traded sliders for 20 laps.
Yeah.
Back and forth, crossover, and then Shepard got up in there. They were 3 wide for 3 laps.
That's another thing. I guess these guys, some of them just watch the leader and that's it. They don't watch anything else.
Yeah. So
because you don't understand. I mean, I wasn't there, and I know I missed a lot of good racing just because you don't catch it all on flow. You know what I'm saying? When you're actually there, you can see so much more stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean that's every racetrack you go to.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah. But I mean, so was the late model feature great? No. But was the race from 2nd to 5th great? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real damn good. So the slider of the week, brought to you by Wildest Speed Decals, is going to go to both feature winners because they really didn't have to throw a slider, but the top performer slider of the week this week.
Yeah.
But if we're going to go slider of the week, for people, could I get somebody bitched at me and said, you can give slider of the week and he didn't pass somebody for the win. So slider of the week will go to Ricky Thornton Jr., starting 9th and winning the Friday night preliminary.
Right.
The top performers of the week is RTJ and Bobby Pierce for both winning from the pole and absolutely dominating their race.
Yeah.
On a track that was not rubbered up. I mean,
no, it was.
So those are the top performers of the week. But RTJ took the win over Mike Harrison and Carlos Amato Jr. So that was that was how the mod race went. Crash of the week this week, being brought to you by Dio Handyman Remodeling, came in qualifier number 4. Dave Hess Jr. Went for a ride. Absolutely gassed it up. Car jumped up. Kind of got hit by Michael Andabelli at the same time. But Hess was already in the wall. Right. He was already going to wreck.
Yeah.
He just had help deciding how hard the wreck was going to be.
Yeah.
But as soon as the right front caught the pole, snapped quick, 2 times hard. Bad wreck. But in that same wreck, Charlie Meffert got turned into the inside point of the wall. And the right side, they don't have door bars in the modified, but the right side frame bars broke the drive shaft. That's how much it horseshoed the car. Two cars taken out, 2 nasty wrecks there in one wreck. But so that was my takeaway from the Dome Flash. It was Oh, I said I was going to talk about. I better talk about it.
Oh yeah.
The race and politics.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, I want to thank Ray Cook and Matt Barrett and everyone from American Racer who invited me to come and work with them, because we work with them for their series. And, they invited me to come and basically be the tire guy because a lot of people don't know this, Flash, but we still know how to work on race cars and stuff like that.
Right.
Just a little bit. Just because we talk about it now, don't mean we're
no, we could still go do it if we had to.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some stuff sitting in my garage now that.
No, I mean we could actually go do it ourselves and race.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that. So I called Chris Orman and Chris goes, "Man, that pit crew challenge. I mean, me and you are two old fat dudes, but I'm pretty sure you could change both rear tires if I could get the car jacked up in 30 seconds."
Yeah.
I said, I don't know if I can change both anymore, but I know I can change one.
Yeah. Some of them guys did not have a system down at all. I was actually laughing at some of them.
Yeah, I told Dustin Linville, I was like, man, Rooster Nation is not no pit crew.
Yeah.
Rooster Nation is better off for the fight than they are to change the tire.
Yeah.
Saying, I see why you guys get a tire cut down. Y'all just fist fight. Yeah. If you change the tire, the race is going to be over.
Yeah.
He was all laughing.
Yeah.
But racetrack politics, real quick. So, as we talk about streaming, and how much streaming is good or bad for the sport, which way the sport is going. Flo covers this event. Do you remember last year we was at the Chili Bowl and we talked about Flo and Dirt Vision working together?
Yeah, right.
Well, I think somebody burned some bridges.
Oh, yeah.
There was supposed to be a collaboration this weekend because the Gateway Dirt Nationals is a Flo-only event. And Cody Summers was on the Chaz, and he said that he will not do business with Brian Carter and everybody at Dirt Vision and stuff.
Right.
So there was a little behind-the-scenes rumbling that supposedly, now I don't know, this could be all hearsay. We might get, well, we ain't going to get sued, but, I don't think that many people's listen to us, but
yeah,
somebody might get their feelings hurt. We may not get a guest or two. But supposedly, Dirt Vision tried to, behind the scenes, get, not this event, but other so-called events that they maybe collaborated on without saying names and bringing in titles.
Right.
So, there's a lot of give and take. And there's a lot of cutthroat deals being made behind the scenes. But it's not just with that. Like this year, it's no secret, I went down to help American Racer.
Yeah.
As someone that, as far as a former racer, somebody in the sport, I think it's good for both tire brands to be open. Not open tires, but, you should be able to run both brands on competing, as long as they're equivalent.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is, driver A running one brand of tires, and we'll just say driver A won on that brand of tires.
Yeah.
And brand B comes to driver A and said, if you want your late model deal tires, you will not run on these tires again.
Yeah.
Did it change the outcome of the race? No, it didn't.
Yep.
But it changes the option. The monopoly, the stronghold in vendors and,
yeah.
I'll just say it, Hoosier and American Racer, they go back and forth. And this, I'm not American Racing Homer. I'm not. I love sprint car racing. I love racing in the state of Indiana. I'm actually a fan of Hoosier tires.
Yeah.
As a guy that's raced both, I think in certain situations, one's better than the other. One performs better. So as a racer, it doesn't matter what the price is. It doesn't matter if one tire is $60 cheaper. If you feel like you're better with one tire over the other, you're going to run that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's just a confidence thing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's in your head,
So don't take this as I'm supporting one group or the other because, yes, I was brought in by American Racer, but this is not an American Racer versus Hoosier thing. This happened, the whole thing between Weir's, Earnhardt Technology.
Yeah.
I seen all these vendors walk into other guys' pits, which they're getting out, they're doing their job, they're trying to promote themselves.
Right.
But I seen guys, and with my own eyes, because everybody knows I talk a lot, as far as at the racetrack, I walk up and talk to people, but I pay attention to what's going on, and there is a lot of cutthroat deals going on behind the scenes that it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is. But like I said, that it doesn't affect me none. So as far as me as a person, it doesn't, it doesn't affect how I do things. But when you see this, I think that's one thing that's stopping our sport
from progressing.
Progressing, yes. I'm here I want the sport to be good. It's not really, it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals.
It's sad to see that. I mean, because everything can work so much easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot of greed.
Yeah,
it's a lot of greed. That's what
everybody is in this sport together. And what's crazy is I'm like, for people that's going to listen to this, say, well, he was there working for American Racer. No, I don't care. I wasn't really working for American Racer. I was there hanging out with American Racer because I announced for a series that they support.
Yeah.
That's what, it was one of those deals that, we were there. Actually, my main goal was there was, promote the Cumberland Plateau Modified Series that allows both American Racers and Hoosiers.
Yeah.
It's, that's what our goal was there. And we were there doing stuff for the podcast. That's when I said we had the media deal that I did. So there was multiple things going on behind the scenes, what I've seen, our sport is healthy financially, but I don't know how healthy it is with everybody pulling each other in every direction.
Yeah.
So that's all I was going to say about racing politics. There's some stuff that's going to come out at the PRI show, and then everybody will kind of know what I'm talking about this week. Cause I don't want to be the dude that breaks the news.
Yeah.
But there is a few things. As they say, next week, stay tuned.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some things that will shock you. That's gonna come out. So that I seen firsthand. So that was You got anything else, Flash? Before we get off here and listen to the Kamikaze Kid? Oh. No, we're going to go ahead and do the racetrack spotlight now.
Okay, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so the racetrack spotlight this week being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. Again, thank you, Jeremy Thomas, for keeping me fed all weekend. If everybody's seen my fat ass walking around. Food, I didn't even talk about this. We'll do this next week. Food prices at the Dome, Flash.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
You like hot dogs?
Probably.
I'm just wondering, you like hot dogs? Yeah, well, you must really like them if you want one there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, $8 a pop.
Oh man, yeah.
No, but that's not the worst part. That bottle of water you're taking a drink of right now to wash that hot dog down.
Yeah.
Yeah, $6.50.
Yeah.
And guess what you can't bring in?
Anything? Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah, we'll talk about that. That's
why you gotta have friends like Jeremy.
Yeah. But thank you, Jeremy, for taking care of us. This week's racetrack spotlight, a racetrack that's been closed down for 8 years now, 7 years.
It's been a while.
Well, no, been raced there.
No,
it's 5 years. It's been closed down for 5 years. So
I broke my wrist there in 18. That was the last time I ran that year. So
it'll be 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. Yep.
Yep.
So, Twin Cities Raceway Park in North Vernon, Indiana. And Flash, you're going to ask me, why are we doing this for a racetrack spotlight this week?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because the property is for sale to be continued as a racetrack. If you got anybody in your area that want to own a racetrack, somebody please reach out to Keith Coons.
Yeah.
Being right there in North Vernon.
Yeah.
Somebody pass this along. I know this is a late model show with this week's guest, and we just spent 45 minutes discussing Gateway.
Yeah.
Somebody pass this along. $2 million, 45 acres. Get a hold of FC Tucker Realty. Reach out to them. 812-592-5875. That's right.
Yep.
This is not a paid advertisement.
No.
We want to see a racetrack.
We want somebody
succeed.
to buy this thing and open it back up.
Yeah. Twin Cities Raceway Park, 3/8 mile dirt track. I'll say high bank, but semi-bank.
Yeah,
They kind of cut it out.
Yeah.
Well, what was it cut out? It's probably washed out a little bit now.
Yeah.
So we'll say semi-bank. Ultra fast racetrack. Probably one of the raciest racetracks in the state of Indiana when it's right. Wasn't always right.
No.
But it's one of those places that if you've seen the Levi Jones footage from Jack Slash, him crashing out of the ballpark and into the staging lane, that was where it was at.
Yep, I was there that day.
If you seen I was there there too. If you see the footage where Don O'Neill is chasing Dan Schleeper around the racetrack because Schleeper may have or may not have, but probably did get into him and spin him around.
Yeah.
As he was about to win his very first World Outlaw late model race. And they had to shut the deal down, shut the racetrack down because maybe fans were throwing stuff on the racetrack.
Yeah.
That is the place. But Twin Cities Raceway Park, North Vernon, Indiana, this week's Racetrack Spotlight. Please share the word, pass the message along, let everybody know.
If you know anybody that's got extra $2 million sitting around, just
yeah, if you know anybody's got an extra couple $1 million
tell me to buy that and open it up.
Yeah, we need that place awful close to us. That is a great racetrack. So,
yeah.
But now we're gonna get off here and listen to this week's deep dive presented by Kentucky Country Performance, the Kamikaze Kid Tyler Carpenter. It's time for the Trading Sliders Deep Dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. On this week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive, we have the man from, what part of West Virginia is it? Because you get like 4 hometowns.
Yeah, no, we're just right there in a little hick town, what I call Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Yeah, well, for everybody that listened to D. Ham back in the day, they know where Parkersburg, West Virginia is. But Tyler Carpenter, thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for having me.
I always start off with a tough question, but to you, everything's already been asked 100,000 times. One thing I do want to ask, though, you get to do this with your family. Speaking of family, we got your daughter here hanging out with us on the front, but you get to do this with your family. You build your cars with your dad. All the success that you've had, how awesome is it that you just get to do it with the family?
It's really cool, man. Just because mainly this sport, and everybody that's in this sport knows how much time and dedication you got to put into it to be successful, and to be able to have my family involved and get to kind of work around it with them being involved, and I got my kids racing. It's just awesome. I get to do what I enjoy to do and really don't lose that much time with my family.
Well, one thing is, what I respect about you guys are, everybody knows the hey dude thing, the hey, I'm goofy little Tyler, but you guys build your own race cars. So that, as a fabricator, somebody who does race cars, who builds bodies, who does all this, I respect that more than anything. I know you've driven some other stuff. How much do you bounce ideas off of other car builders and stuff, or is it just, hey, we're going to try this and wing it our way?
Well, when we started, obviously, and it ain't no secret, we we based our stuff off of a rocket, and then the years, as we progressed throughout the years, we've got smart enough and wise enough to think, well, we need to move this, we need to change that, we need to raise this, and we've kind of progressed and got all of, now we're 100% our own deal. I actually did, I ain't ashamed to even talk about it. You got to, as a littler team or a chassis manufacturer, you got to try to stay in a loop one way or another. And I've driven rock, like the XR1 stuff. I drove Robert Sterrett's car, and I actually bought a car from JD, more or less just to try to do some R&D on it, see where they was at and where everything was at versus us. And it's so I mean it's no secret that everybody
kind of pulls off each other anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But I went that route, and I kind of tried to mimic some stuff off of the Longhorn, and I'll tell you, it was the worst few years I ever had. And I'm not bad-mouthing them by no means, but it just, by the seat of my ass and what I feel as a driver, I was so adapted to something else. So we've gotten clear back away from it, and we've redesigned our own front end again, and it's the Kryptonite Vision cars was originally designed to be simple and efficient for all the, your lower-end racers, and it's, man, they've become to be a pretty good piece, and We've got the cars now where you got more options on them instead of just a standard Vision when we first come out with them, and it's like I say, I'm pretty excited with the piece we've come up with, and it's 100% our ideas. And anybody thinks any different, come and take a look anytime I'm at a track and just check it out.
And speaking, anytime you're at a track, you're a guy that you race frequently, especially for your area. I mean, like the Mid-Ohio Valley area, you guys got to race really in a short period of time because it gets colder. It gets colder sooner, and it stays colder longer where you're at. So you guys do a ton of summer racing. And when I say summer racing, it's when the dirt's not real good in your area to begin with. You don't really have any clay, except for Tyler County. Tyler County, it's different. How's that place so dusty but so much grip?
Man, I don't know. That place has been a curveball to me for so many years, and I've kind of finally got the handle on it, and it's that's just one of them tracks that it's a love-hate relationship every time you go there, but it just it's so complicated. It's simple at the same time. It's just a matter of knowing how to tune the car right.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That track kind of prepares you for everything, because it's a small bull ring, but it races like a big track because it's so speed. You carry so much speed through the corner. It doesn't really have real good dirt, but it's got better dirt than the other tracks in the area.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Tyler County though is it's so air sensitive. Like, man, you could be 20, 30 mile an hour faster than a lap car and you'll catch them guys, and it's like, it's all you can do to be able to get around them. Like, you guys are almost the same speed when you get there, so you got to make a move quick when you're on somebody. Like, when you catch somebody at a place like Tyler County, you better make your move quick.
Before we got started, I asked you how many wins you got this year. You said, hell, I don't know. So, hey, that's pretty cool. You're winning enough that you don't know. But B, you're at a point in your life that you're so busy with your kids, you and your dad, the chassis business and everything. Hell, you really don't know what's going on from day to day, do you?
No, really, we're so flustered, it's unreal. Like, I call ourselves like an organized disaster.
Unorganized chaos.
That's right. It's we do have so much going on, trying to help customers and we get our own stuff done and, run the business. It's so hard to stay. I used to, in my younger days, it was just so cool to say, man, I already won 5 races, won 6 races or whatever. And now it's like, you still cherish the moments, but at the end of the day, you've got to go ahead and look forward to the next weekend or next event, or there's so much on your mind. It's hard to keep track of stuff like that now.
Well, you've made no bones about it. I mean, you're a lower end racer. You guys have great equipment, but on the same token, you don't have a huge budget, and you've just done it out of hard work. We're here at Gateway right now, and Gateway is, I wouldn't say made your career, but it put you on the map. It was like, oh shit, who is this kid?
Oh yeah.
So how much does it mean, to come here to Gateway? And like yesterday, I wanted to come up and bullshit with you, but your line was so long. I said, man, I'll get you in the morning. Like, first off, what's Gateway mean to Tyler Carpenter?
Dude, this is it means a lot to me, to be honest, because I've kind of established my name a little bit around my region, but there were so many people that unheard of Tyler Carpenter. Like, hell, I don't run these touring races. I don't get to run the Road Outlaws or the Lucas Oil Tour. I just hit and miss here and there. And when I come here and, Cody put this event on, it was just a small little 5th mile track. And it's like, man, that's my cup of tea. And, I blend right in and
Hold on, you're not going to blend in too good this week with the rap. There's no blending in here with this one.
No, this rap here definitely stands out. So if I do anything goofy out there, they're going to know it's me.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I don't want to get into finances of it, but how much merchandise has the merchandise sales from Gateway helped you throughout the year?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it sells here, and I don't try to toot my own horn, but I'm very thankful for my fans, and I always will be, because without their support, especially in an event like this, hell, there's no way I could race. Like, I come here, every time I come here, I buy so much merchandise, I feel like there's no way I'll sell out. And like, here it is, today's Friday. And we sold a ton, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise up there. And she's like, we're already out of a few things. And I just can't believe it. I'll forever be thankful for my fans. And, that's why I try to stick to my roots and who I am, because obviously I'm doing something right for these guys to keep sticking by my side.
Well, what I like about you is you're just hard-nosed racer. You're kind of old school to be so young. You're kind of more of my generation racer. You just, all right, if that don't work, I'll cut it off. I'll cut the front clip off and we'll change it.
Oh, 100%.
I don't care to knock the body off because I'm the one fixing it. That was the way I grew up, and that's what I respect. You're just like, hey, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna race. We're gonna race our hardest, and we hope for the best. The whole Hey Dudes thing, that is something that is, to me, it's crazy what takes off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is, and I tell you, you'd be surprised that the amount of people that knows of me because of them freaking shoes. It's kind of like the Jack Hewitt. You ever seen his interview?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people know Jack Hewitt because of the
flagman. Yeah, because the flagman, he didn't, he can't get his head out of his ass. He makes $175. So.
Yeah, which is fine.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No, I mean, why wouldn't it be? So, is there any aberrations? Will we ever see you on a major tour?
Man, I'd love to, but it's just, there's no way, and I ain't afraid to admit it, there's just no way financially I could ever do it. With some help and maybe backing, I would love to try it maybe once, or, what I'm saying? Everybody...
That's everybody's dream.
Yeah, everybody, I think, should deserve a shot at it if you, I don't know, it's just one of them deals, you gotta link yourself in with the right group of people, and, I just feel like we're so tucked away in the damn backwoods and stuff. It's really only people know of me because of this event, the biggest majority of them. And I've won some healthy races in the past. You know, I've won a 20,000 win race at Richmond, and it's I've won the $10,000. I've won some.
Well, the Richmond race, was that the Butterball race?
Yeah.
Was that in Duckman's car? Was that the race in Robert Earl's car?
No, I ran that race in Roberts too.
Okay.
But
yeah.
No, when I won that 20,000, it was my car, but a good buddy of mine, Chuck Longbrake, I had to borrow a motor off of him. He had one, he lent it to me, and that's when I said I ain't got a pot to piss in. You know, and it's the truth. Like literally, that was a race that was on my list, and I wasn't able to go. And then Chuck come through with the motor and said, "Man, let's just go." And the inner me was all for it, but at the same sense, what if I blowed it up? What are we going to do? Am I responsible for it? And Chuck's been a good guy and been good to me for many years, and we worked really well together.
Well, you said you got your kids into racing. How's that going first? Because we do a bullshit session here. We're not gonna just talk about you. We're gonna talk about the family too.
Yeah.
But you got your kids into racing. First, how's that going? And do you find yourself? Is it like, man, my dad was right? Like, because when we're kids, we're like, no, Dad, I'm gonna do it this way. And now you're in the dad mode. So do you ever look back and you just go, Freddie, I'm sorry?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody feels like you know more than. Especially your older siblings, Dad always says, "Trust me, I've already did it. Just take more for it, whatever." But it's we all got to try it ourselves and find out the hard way. But I'm very. It's definitely cool and very humbling to have my kids in the sport. There's nothing better than just sitting back and be like, "Man, check that out! It's my kids out there racing. They're loving it." Like I try to put myself in their shoes because I knew what I was able to have growing up, and I never was able to get in the go-kart, and I got all my kids in the go-kart, and my oldest daughter I got in my older late model, and it's very stressful, and at times I wonder, like, how the hell am I even doing it? And I wear all my friends out because I ain't got no paid help. I just got good buddies of mine that volunteer to help, and it's without them I'd almost have to quit racing if I get my kids involved, and it's but I definitely want to have them involved, clear to where I can't just afford it, and it's there's nothing better than, just like I say, sitting back watching them win races and battling it out, and just out there coming off track smiling from ear to ear.
Well, see, here's where the problem's going to lie in that, though. Now they're going to start giving you pointers. See, they're going to say, "Look, Dad, this is what you need to do." And you're like, "Well, hold on. And that's not, they're like, "I got this, okay?"
Oh, yeah. No, it's they already give me heck to try and tell me what I'm doing wrong and how I need to do it, and it's which is cool. It's just awesome to have them in the sport and be so involved with me.
So we're here at Gateway, and like I said, for the people, for the naysayers that says, because there's, as you always say, there's plenty of keyboard warriors.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of people that don't mind talking shit. But for the people that say, well, it's that time of year where Tyler Carpenter's famous again and we don't hear from him again, what do you want to say to them? Because you put so much, energy and effort into this. I know you say that stuff doesn't bother you, but deep down you got to be like, you know what, screw you.
Oh, yeah, it definitely lights a fire under your ass. At the end of the day, I feel like the biggest thing I like about it all, even the haters, they know who I am. And at the end of the day, whether they like it or love it, they're talking about me, I'm being talked about, and I'm relevant. You got all these guys that they're well known, and then they hear this Tyler Carpenter, like, who the hell's that? But 99% of them know exactly who I am. I may just be the backyard hooligan around the house 90% of the time, but it's
this time of year they gotta watch your ass on TV every day.
Yeah,
don't they?
absolutely. I've had a few rough years here, and it's you never know how the night's gonna go. I may suck ass, but I feel like I'm one of the top guys here, and it's I've kind of established my name the rough way, and it's just cool, and it's awesome to have my team and all of us involved in this, and being one of the guys that's building your own car, you're here with 120, 150 cars, and I've won 2 of these things. I've actually won 4 features back to back, both prelims and both main events. So regardless of what they say, I know at the end of the day, the first go around, yeah, luck, maybe, whatever. Then the second time, it ain't luck. It's just hard work, dedication, and just knowing it's just stay hungry and you'll get it.
Are you going to do any of the Valvoline Ironman stuff that's in your area? Do you bounce off a bunch of that? Because I know your travel is pretty condensed, but there's a lot coming in your area now.
Yeah,
you guys got a lot more regional stuff than what you had since the Stars left. It seems like 100 years ago. Now you got some more regional stuff in your area.
Yeah, there's definitely some of these smaller series. It could be you know, a guy could definitely go out and run some of that stuff, or even run the series. And I have talked about that. We talked about it with the guys, and you just never know, man. You know, with the way work is, and you know, the kids in and out of school, I got to watch how I do things, and I mean, I probably will within the next year or two run a series and just see how it just pans out.
Yeah, well, you got to kind of to take the next step. You got to kind of race on the road a little bit. Can't stay in your same bubble. I mean,
you're only as good as who you race against,
yeah.
and that's the truth.
Yeah. So, for a lot of people that they learned about, you know, who Tyler Carpenter is through Gateway, but for a bunch of us other one, you know, there's a whole bunch of us that learned about you through I guess Derek D. Ham.
Oh yeah.
So, is he still around?
He moved to Ohio. We've kind of separated a little bit.
Okay.
We was really close growing up, and then we've just kind of, I wouldn't say parted ways, but we just don't stay in touch like we used to.
Well, I mean, you got lives, you got kids, you got businesses.
Yeah. Hell, I lived with him for years. Me and him, I moved out of Dad's house, and we had an apartment together. But like I say, we was pretty well brothers growing up, and now it's just, I guess the older you get, you move away. You still stay in touch once in a while, but it's just nothing like we used to be.
I was like, man, that's pretty cool. You know, you got a guy rapping about race cars.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and then you know, your success comes on. I was like, yeah, that's just a pretty neat deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely pushed us growing up. You know, he rather he was trying to, you know, he's trying to create a name for himself too, and he'd rap and he'd help us on the car and come to the shop. But it was just one of them deals. We was trying to help each other establish each other.
Yeah, and it worked out.
It's it's good.
As being a car builder, if you know, and a budget racer, if there's one thing you could change about late model racing, what would it be?
Man, we need to get the damn engineers out of this thing. Like, that's easier said than done. But I think, honestly, it's just the shocks. We need to. I like for everybody to be on like a $60 shock and a buyout or something. You know, like get that shit back down to what's simple. These bodies are getting carried away. You really can't just pick out one thing. But I think if the guy was just try to chill the series out or just the whole thing out some, get the hell off these triple and double adjustable and just, you know. Just,
well, not only that, like what I said, like the wide bore engines and stuff, like
motors too.
Yeah, I mean that's that list could go anything. But I always want to ask the chassis builders that, because you know we're at a point where the high end races are good, but the weekly racing, it's almost non-existent anymore.
Well,
I mean,
it's just financially, it's running everybody off. You know, a guy can't afford it, even if you're a consistent third or fourth place car weekly. It just don't make sense. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
And man, there's just so many of them racers that, you know, when your tires cost over $200 some a piece, and you know, half the time they ain't worth a shit within they're junk in one night. It's you know, it's I don't know. You know, nose pieces are $400 and $500, and racks are $1,000. Like at the end of the day, how the hell's guys affording it? I'll still, like, you know, if I win every weekend, $1,500 or whatever. At the end of the day, by the time I pay for my fuel and my pit bands and entry fees or whatever, you know, I didn't make but $200 or $300 on the night, and really you count that in, you didn't make nothing because you didn't count the laps on your motor, and it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you got, in your case, you got 9 kids to get in though. Yeah. I mean, so your pit passes is up just a little bit.
It's man, it's just, I don't know. It's a shame because I feel like the racing is like the best it's ever been, but it's also the same sense. Everybody's they're fading out.
And the racing is better than it has been, but in the same token, you know, we're teetering a fine line where, you know, this may it could go the other way real quick.
Yeah, I just feel like we're getting to where it's going to be more like NASCAR. You're going to have 40 or 50 drivers, or, you know, 30, whatever it is, and that's just about all you're going to see anymore. And you're just going to have to watch guys on TV, and then your local shit's just going to be gone.
Yeah, I'm in the same token with that. Like I said, because I work for a small modified touring series, you know, which our payouts are good for a local racer, but for a guy to travel 5 hours, it's not worth a damn.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, on the same token, what do? You know,
well,
kind of like you guys with the steel block series.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got the steel block series in your area. It's great if it's in your area, but if you got to go 4 hours, it's not.
No. And that's the thing, you know, us racers even bitch about, you know, it's the same, at the end of the day, it's like the same payout we raced for 10, 15 years ago, and it's costing us more to get in, this and that, but, you know, the promoters and track guys, they can't afford to do it either. We've been on the other end of it, you know, running the track. Dude, by the time you do insurance and take care of all your staff and, you know, getting everything ready, and it's just it's a hell of a deal either way. You know, whether you're a racer or you're a guy trying to put the races on, it's so easy to lose money. It's it's just getting tough for everybody.
We appreciate you coming on here. I always ask before I get off, who do you want to thank? You got 9,000 ads on this car, so this might take 20 minutes. But who you want to thank? Helps you get up and down the road, and not like you got to sell yourself, but we do get quite a bit of listens. If you want to sell yourself, where can they follow you? Where can they reach out, get merchandise, and help you out?
Yeah, the wife does all my social media stuff, and then really probably just Tyler Carpenter Racing, and then you can go to my online store, Kamikaze Clothes. That's the biggest thing. That's about all we got on the internet. But as far as the sponsors, man, there's so many people. It's so important to me. Like Kirk Eisner Race Engine is one of the main ones because he's helped me through thick and thin years ago with the motor situation and just being a good buddy of mine, and going on vacations with him. And Overhead Doors, they're a huge sponsor here the last few years. Arizona Sports Shirts, Dave Poske's Performance Parts, Todd Jones, he's a really good buddy of mine. Has helped me quite a bit financially when I was in a hole. We Wrap It, Graphic Creations are the ones that always got the car standing tall, looking good. I got my crew, obviously, Kenny, Wyatt, Matt, Pete White, my wife, my kids for supporting me. A good buddy of mine, Nikki Pennington Racing 95. We got Holdren Construction, Cordial Construction, Integra Race Shocks, Miller's Home Repair, Mike's Tree Service. I got a new sponsor. They come on board for this race here this year. It's Shiny Hiney Truck Wash. It's I've heard by multiple people it's actually a badass truck wash. They take care of the trucks and get everything looking, and I guess it's all Shiny Hiney.
Shiny Hiney, yeah.
Speaks for itself. But no, I got Gramps, Wheeling Metal, Sunoco, Weir's Machine, Velocita, Zamp. I think it's DC or DNS or something, Logistics. They're new for this year. That's
what I said. This one was almost undoable.
Yeah, it is, because you're going to mess around and forget people, but they're all important. I got Dominator Race Products, Virginia Drive Lines, like I say, Sweet Manufacturer, FK Rod Ends, QA1, Willwood, Quick Car, Burt Babuda, Micro Armor, and there's just so many people in this thing. It's so important. Montgomery Motorsports, Wamco, Stacked Race Products. They're the ones that get these panels on there where they're basically indestructible.
And you've tried to destruct them, so
yeah.
Parkersburg, West Virginia. I know you've got like 9 hometowns, but from Parkersburg, West Virginia, the Kamikaze Kid, Tyler Carpenter. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right, Flash. That was the Kamikaze Kid, Tyler Carpenter, 2-time Gateway Dome National Champ, or Gateway Dirt Nationals, Dirt December Nationals, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
The Kamikaze Kid, Tyler Carpenter. One cool thing about Tyler is, he realizes that he has a lot of great fans, and he realizes that he's got people that don't really care much for him.
Yeah.
And either way, his people are loyal to him, and the people that don't care much for him are loyal the other way.
Yeah.
And he's okay with it. Super cool guy. Just as we're there, and there's so much work going on. We got kids climbing over the car. His dad's making TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Fast Freddy's making TikTok videos to the right of us while we're trying to record this, and the grandkids. They were playing hide and seek, and one of the little girls decided that she was going to hide up on top of the fuel cell.
Oh yeah.
it was an absolute kamikaze. It is what it is. But yeah, super cool guy, and love the sport. Talked about a guy that does it his own way, and does it the only way that he knows how. And it's one of those things that for a kid that came from nothing. And to become a overnight sensation.
Yeah.
And like he said, even it is a couple times a year. They buy his merchandise, and they're loyal, and his goal is to run a national tour someday, he said, but realistically that's not what is going to happen.
Right.
But he got into talking about the development of short track racing and racing in his area, and just how tough it is on everybody. And as a guy, I'll be honest, I wasn't like a huge Tyler Carpenter fan.
Yeah.
But each year it kind of grows on me a little bit. So, just like Turbo.
Yeah.
I was never a real big Turbo guy.
Right.
Kind of thought, man, he's kind of a punk, and then each year he grows on me. Same way with Tyler Carpenter. Like each interview I see, he just kind of grows on me a little bit more. And one thing that that for sure changed my mind about Tyler Carpenter is every kid that comes in the pits.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to take a picture with the car? You want to take a picture in the car? I mean, the gear shifter and transmission probably broke because he's letting kids climb in and out of his car get pictures.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of us growing up, you know, always, hey man, can I get in the car? He's inviting them in the car. So really good with kids. So
that's pretty cool.
I know his Gateway didn't go as planned, but you know, we appreciate him sitting down, taking time with us. The Kamikaze Kid out of Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Tyler Carpenter. Upcoming events, Flash. This is going to be short and sweet because we are actually in the off season, as they say.
Yeah.
For 1 week.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. We literally got 1 week off.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff locally the next 2 weeks.
Right.
After this week, we've got stuff within driving distance. Of but yeah. The PRI show.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
The main reason why everybody's off this week is because of the PRI show.
Right.
You know, I know it's it's technically an off season, but you know there is no off season in dirt racing now. You know they race year round. But PRI shows this week. But I got 2 events, Flash, that I want people to check out. They're on Start to Finish TV. And hear me out on this. You know, like Flash said earlier, you got to be open-minded, okay?
Yeah.
Outlaw Karts, Heart of Oklahoma Speedway, 1/8 mile high bank, Flash.
Yeah.
1/8 mile high bank, Outlaw Karts, 7-second laps.
That's crazy.
7-second laps. Guys, go on YouTube and look up Tanner Holmes' Heart of Oklahoma video. You'll see how crazy this is. You want to check that out Friday and Saturday. It's the first annual Jamie Gilmore Memorial on the 8th Mile High Bank Indoor Kart Track. And then the granddaddy of them all, high bank indoor kart tracks in Red Bluff, California, where Kyle Larson, yes, that Kyle Larson,
yeah.
Rico Abreu, yes, that Rico Abreu, all got their start. The Red Bluff Outlaw Karts at the Red Bluff, California Raceway. So 2 major outlaw kart events. So I'm saying we'll probably get 35 to 40. And these things, talking about slide or die bombs, throw it in.
Yeah, they're not.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It is really fun. I know it's kind of hard to get on track with go-karts sometimes, but these ain't the backyard go-karts.
Right.
These are race cars.
These are real things, yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's going on this week.
They're almost like sprint cars.
Yeah. Yeah, they're badass. It's one of those things that are it's really, really fun to watch. So that's what's going on this weekend. And then next 2 weeks we've got some late model races going on in the South before we get to favorite time of the year, the shootout, the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
So and the Wild West shootout, got all kinds of stuff coming up. We're gonna have just like this week we had a Gateway Dirt National winner. Let's just say there's a possibility we're gonna have some former Chili Bowl winners on and some former Tulsa shootout winners and maybe, just maybe, a Wild West shootout winner. So there's a lot of stuff in the works.
Yeah.
I can confirm the Wild West shootout winner because it may or may not have already been recorded.
Right. Yeah.
There is some stuff in the works that you guys are going to want to stick around for, in the upcoming weeks. But, we say this every week. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys. Over 1 million views and downloads. Still can't believe that. But
yep, that's pretty cool.
We're happy with that. And, please tell somebody about us. And Walt, if you're still listening this far, Walt, we're gonna need some more stickers. I know one thing, Flash. There was 40,000 people at Gateway. I know 4,000 of them left with Trade and Sliders podcast stickers. I don't know how many more followers we're gonna get.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming out, hanging out. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we made it up on the wall.
Yeah. I was going to say shout out to your wife for that, though.
Yeah, she hit us with a surprise.
She hooked us up on that.
Yeah, so we traded sliders around the ring there. So
yeah, had about 10 or 12 posters everywhere.
Yeah.
On there, so that's pretty cool.
If you walk through the building of the Gateway, I don't even know the name of it.
Yeah.
America Center at the Dome.
Yeah, something like that. I think that's what it is.
If you was in the building, you've seen our name, the Trading Sliders Podcast. So thank you guys for all the new followers we got.
Yeah.
Anything else, Flash?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Until next time, we'll be trading sliders.